Okay, let's see. I believe we are live. Yes. Cool. I don't see video yet. All right, there we are. Cool. Well, if you guys see this and are currently viewing, please let me know. I am just going to be changing my strings on this guitar here, as well as completely cleaning it up because it's disgusting. The fingerboard I haven't cleaned in many months now, and the top definitely deserves a good polish. So I'll be using some lemon oil here from D'Addario, as well as some of this spray cleaner for the top. Let me make sure it's focusing there. And yeah, if you are watching, please just let me know that it's live. I'd be happy to know. And that audio and video works good and everything. So yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started with unwinding these strings. Actually, I'm going to scoot away and grab my string winder. I should have been prepared with that, but here we are. I've got it back. Okay. So, I am going to go ahead and start unwinding this. You know, some people use electronic winders. I do not. I did at some point, but it's like most of the time, if you want to be safe, you want to have it at a speed to where, you know, you don't start moving in the opposite direction and the string snaps. So then you might as well just, you know, use a typical string winder for that matter. Okay. So also some people really believe in this idea of you shouldn't take all the strings off at once. I do not. You know, in order to really do a good job cleaning the fingerboard, you've got to take them all off. That being said, if it's right before a performance, I don't like taking them all off. Not for the health of the guitar, but to keep tension on the guitar so that things like action changes don't start happening. Because, you know, these strings pull up on the bridge a little bit. And I don't know, maybe it's something I'm just a little bit funny about. But yeah, I didn't plan this live stream at all. I just figured it would be a good opportunity to talk about the string changing process a little bit and cleaning up the guitar and answer any questions that you guys might have. By the way, if you're viewing this okay, let me know. That would be cool. It's actually just past midnight over here in Austin, Texas. And I've been putting this off all day, to be honest with you. Normally I'm pretty fast at changing strings. I can do the whole process in less than 10 minutes. But this time it's going to last a lot longer because I want to do a thorough job of cleaning the guitar. Now, what are the strings that I'm taking off right now? These are D'Addario EJ45 carbons. So I believe those end with FF. Now, the EJ45s are the normal tensions. That's what I've been using lately because normal tension carbons are quite high tension, right? Like normal tension carbons pull more pounds of pressure than the high tension nylons. In fact, quite a bit more pressure. You can actually look it up. Someone can fact check me here, but they have string tensions on the packages and I believe on D'Addario's website. High tension carbons just feel so terrible to play on for me. I think it's like, it requires a lot of extra force and your fingers get tired quicker. For most people, I suggest I suggest normal tension strings. I think high tension isn't so necessary, although I swear I used to almost completely use high tension strings. And don't mind me, I'm just going to check to make sure that everything is streaming fine here. Let's see. Yep, we're good to go. I should probably turn off my Wi-Fi so I don't have big connection issues. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go live on Instagram here, and I'm just going to do 2 streams at once. Let's see. I got to plug in my phone. And I'm going to set it up on this little tripod. And then we've got 2 streams going. So those of you that are watching on YouTube later after the fact, actually I may end up making this for members only. We'll see. If I make a big mistake during the stream, you can count on it. Okay. My phone is kind of set up here. Okay, and then how do I make a title here? Okay, add title, changing strings and cleaning my guitar. Okay. And I'm going to just get everything set up here. I should have done this before, yeah? Okay. Live on Instagram. Okay. I don't think I've done this in a long time. Live on Instagram and YouTube. Good deal. Well, just rest assured, Instagram's getting less of a view because it's vertical video rather than horizontal here. I am just changing my strings over here. Hello, everyone joining on Instagram. It's string changing time, and I'm taking off the very last one here. So my guitar is suspended by the string. That's the first string coming off. And this thing is a mess. This fingerboard is dirty, and it is time to finally clean up this guitar. This is my Stephen Walter guitar. I'm streaming on YouTube and on Instagram here, by the way. If you guys have questions, you can leave it in the little questions box here. So I'm gonna be trying to answer as many questions as I can about the string changing process, strings in general, and that kind of stuff. Whoa, something just fell over there. Don't know what that was. But yeah, sorry if I don't see your comments here. I'm going to be kind of focused and scrubbing away. But if you leave questions in the question box, then I'll try to get to some of those. Okay, so I've got all my strings off. I just mentioned over on YouTube that I don't really believe in the whole thing of changing one string at a time. Also, if you're going to clean the fingerboard, that's going to be impossible. It's going to be messy. So let me adjust this around. First thing I'm going to do here is use some lemon oil, and I'm going to scrub away at this fingerboard for sure. And now some people use polish cloths here. See, I've got this polish cloth. Wow, some stuff's falling in the distance. Okay, I'm just going to scrub it with paper towels for my fingerboard, not for the top of my guitar, of course. I typically just put just a drop of the fingerboard on, or the lemon oil, and then I try not to get it all in one place. I just try to spread it for a few frets at first, and then scrub away. If you get it all in one place, it's not good for the guitar because you shouldn't really have that much oil. If a little goes a long ways with lemon oil, so yeah. Where are you guys tuning in from tonight? It's almost it's 12:30 a.m. here in Austin, Texas. Oh yeah, this is disgusting. You guys probably don't even want to see this paper towel that I'm cleaning my guitar neck with here. But the most important places are to get it really close to the fret. That's where stuff gathers, and it gets gross there. And actually, the most part is going to be the first 5 frets because, we do end up spending the majority amount of time on these first 5 frets. So that's what I am going to scrub the heck out of here. And dang, is this thing needed it. Usually when I'm going to change strings, I'm thinking like, maybe it's before a performance or a competition or something, and I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm going to scrub my fingerboard and I'm going to use all this energy. You're in Bulgaria, it's 8 a.m., cool. Scallop it, Alan says. No way, man. I've never seen a scalloped classical guitar fingerboard. That would be pretty funny. Wow. Okay, I'm going to grab a fresh little paper towel here. Steve Walter has joined. I am cleaning the guitar. You'd be proud. I am finally cleaning the fingerboard. Steve Walter is the maker of my guitar, this guitar, and it really deserves a good scrub and polish. I am about at the 8th fret now. I'm really getting into it. Hey, what's up, Kevin? I was just talking about you today. Bad things, but I'm kidding. Good things, man. Do you get a particular brand of oil that you might recommend? You know, there any of that, like, I think guitar shops all sell like lemon oil. I don't know if it's diluted or what. The D'Addario sells this one. And I don't know. You know, Steve's there. Maybe he'll say something. Kevin Lowe is asking if you can just buy any generic lemon oil or if it's diluted or something. Yes, it's an elevated fingerboard. You can see it there. And also you can see some dust just floating around from coming off my paper towel here. Yeah, this is long overdue. And by the way, if you're curious about the strings I'm going to put on, well, where did they go? I'm going to have to reach into my box of strings here to find it. Where are my normal tensions? Here we go. I'm going to be putting on a set of these EJ45 normal tension carbons. These right there. Okay, so Steve says, sure, just about any lemon oil or non-drying oil would be good. Ah, that's good to know. And this fingerboard is looking so much better already in the first few frets. Although I've still got some more work to do here, especially higher up. I am guilty lately of playing some high notes and not cleaning up the fingerboard. So I am working on that. So yeah, I've never used anything besides lemon oil. I'm curious. Am I just using a paper towel? Yes. Now, when it comes to the guitar top and sides, I've got a polish cloth here, but I'm not really worried about scraping up the fingerboard with a paper towel. By the way, I'm streaming live on YouTube too. If you want to catch it after I'm done, or you miss part of it, definitely go to my YouTube channel. I don't think I'll keep it here on Instagram. And I have it not vertical on YouTube. Should we get lemon oil from a guitar brand? Yeah, he said that any non-drying oil will work. Yeah. Wow, there is a lot coming up here. But it is getting better. I might use a paper towel now and then. Maybe I'm not supposed to. But I definitely do. It's just, I'll ruin every I'll ruin every polish cloth if I scrubbed it with a polish cloth each time. So that's a no-go for me. So also, here's a little thing that I'm about to scrub off here. I've got a dot on the 15th fret. It looks like an inlay. Maybe folks on YouTube can see it as well. It looks like an inlay, but it is just a little piece of, not a little piece, what am I searching for? It's whiteout, which, as you can see, people have asked me before, what, does it stain? Nah. It's completely gone now. And I will be reapplying it because I really believe in putting a little dot up here rather than on the side. Because you're looking at the guitar from an angle that isn't directly in line with the frets, right? So if you put one here, it's still kind of confusing where the fret is, you know? You're in Indonesia. Awesome. Cardo. I've just never heard about it using microfiber cloth on the fretboard. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the grittiness of the paper towel that I would guess kind of makes it work a little bit better. Not sure. I've also, on electric guitar, I used to tape off each of the frets, and like if I got in a really grimy guitar in the mail or something that I bought on eBay, I would tape off each of the frets, and I would use like really fine grit. What's it called? That mesh stuff. I'm blanking out on the name. Steel wool. I would use steel wool to clean the frets, but that stuff can really scratch up the fingerboard from what I understand. So, I don't know. I haven't done that in a long time. Steel wool. Definitely not to my classical. I don't really want to take risks on this thing. Bell, what's up, man? Good to see you. Miss hearing you play. It is guitar cleaning time. Wow, you wonder how some of these areas get dirty. It's like I don't play on the that high C very often, but it's got to get a scrubbing. Wow, this thing is sparkling clean now. This is pretty nice, I have to say. It's long overdue. So I think I've done it all, but I'm going to use one last little bit here and just do a once over of the whole fingerboard. Yes, I'm still in Austin. What's up? Several people from Mexico City over there. Abel, are you in Mexico right now? I think you were last time I spoke to you, right? Or maybe you're back in Madrid. I don't know. I am almost done with this process, so that's good. I'm about to polish up the guitar. That doesn't take long. And then it is string time. You know what I should have done, and I messed this up? I should have played on the dead strings before I started playing, because boy, were they dead. I can't remember how long ago it was that I changed the strings, but it's been weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, wow, this guitar looks brand new. Okay, what liquid am I using to clean? I was showing it earlier, but is this D'Addario lemon oil here? You can find at any guitar shop, though. You can find, or Amazon. In fact, on YouTube, I'll put all the things that I'm using in the description if you'd like to check it out. But you can find this kind of stuff at any guitar shop. This is going to be the spray cleaner that I'm using for the top here. Oh, what's up, John? How you doing? Okay, now I got to clean the top of the guitar here. It is, I mean, it doesn't look that bad when I'm reflecting in the light here. I don't know why it looks decent, but it's not. It is definitely a mess. So one thing with classical guitar is I'm not going to spray this right onto the guitar. I'm going to spray onto a really clean part of the cloth here. Maybe a couple of sprays. Yeah. And, very, very little. It's just a little bit. And then I'm just going to clean the top. I wonder if you guys will be able to see the difference afterwards. But some of these areas really need it. I've been playing a lot lately, and actually I've been doing a lot of teaching, and I noticed that, as disgusting as it sounds, your guitar gets dirty from teaching because you're talking a lot and you're demonstrating funny things and your hands are kind of all over the guitar. I try to get creative when I'm teaching, so I ended up doing all sorts of funny demonstrations. Or if it's kids I'm teaching, I'm trying to keep them entertained, but I don't teach too many kids. I have 6 or 7 young students. And the rest are all over the board. People who are retired. I teach some college students who are just getting supplemental lessons some people who are in college that they don't have guitar studies at their school and they've been, falling in love with classical guitar. Several young professionals are just doing different things. There's a guy that I taught today who's a data analyst living in Austin, actually, but we had a virtual lesson. And yeah, it's just really cool. There's a lot of people picking up music right now. Or you know what? If they're not picking it up now, excuse me, they're taking it more seriously because they've got more time at home. Maybe between their meetings, they are, they find some time to do something around the house. And I think that's really neat. Actually, it's inspiring to see people not get, not let themselves just waste away, but like learn something new when times are tough. That's refreshing to me. And of course, I'm biased. It's really cool that it's guitar that they're picking, and it just reminds me like how popular of an instrument the guitar is for all sorts of reasons. I love that. It can be pop, it can be jazz, it can be classical, it can just be acoustic guitar stuff. I'm getting these areas really close to the bridge because that's really hard to get. Like with the strings on, even if you pass a cloth underneath, it's like getting that corner is almost impossible. And everything that I'm doing here, I'm leaning it into the light to make sure I'm actually cleaning that area. And I just keep on noticing more and more spots. So forgive me, it's taken a little while. And I see some people asking about, whoa, there goes the nut out of my headstock here. This thing, which it's correct. Oh, look, it says 271 because my guitar is number 271. Now I just got to figure out the right way to put it back on. Got it. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, this thing, the little grippy pad. Actually, Gohar Vardanian posted about this, and she told me about these things. And these things are awesome. I'll put these in the YouTube description as well. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, go check that out. I'm trying to post more and more things there. And not everything I post on there makes it over to the gram. And what's up, everyone on YouTube? Hopefully everything's streaming okay. I haven't been checking. But I am just all polished up on the top here. I'm actually going to show you the top, and before I polish the back and sides, I'm going to go ahead and string the guitar up, because while I'm polishing the back and sides, I can be letting the string stretch so that it's not, so that the stretching process is a little bit expedited. And actually I'll show you the top here while holding this so it doesn't fall out. Nice and shiny now, right? It looks flawless. Let me show YouTube over there. Pretty nice, right? Now, one more thing that I want to catch is up here. I got to find the spot that I was scrubbing. Yeah, I want to polish up the headstock because this thing is dusty. It's got all those string ends. I'm always, tuning up and touching the headstock. Time to clean this thing up. This headstock is gorgeous. You got to look at this. The grain in the top of this thing is so nice. I'll show the YouTube screen over here too. It's a beautiful grain. Okay, so headstocks are pretty quick to polish up. It's time to get this thing strung up, finally. And actually, I don't feel like I wrecked my hands from all of the scrubbing, which is unusual. I'm checking the spots here, making sure I have actually cleaned this thing. So you can see my fingerboard here. You can still see I've worn it down. That's not dirt. That's just places my fingers have been. It looks pretty good. You know what? I'm a bit of a perfectionist here, and you guys are witnessing that. But it's not quite clean enough in this 1st through 5th fret. So I'm just going to hit it one more time. Sorry for the wait. But these are the strings I'm going to be putting on. Once again, these right here. You can see at the bottom here, that's the exact model number, EJ45FF. Stands for like fluorocarbon or something. Yeah, I guess it's from practice, man. Or just messing around on the guitar. I just really want to get this clean. You know, there should be some sort of like brush that's safe for fingerboards like that. You could just pass it by a couple of times with a lot of pressure. That has like a handle or something. You know, like those, like you can buy like sponges that have handles and that you can get a lot of power into, and like cleaning dishes. That'd be pretty cool. Okay. I am much happier now that I've been through this a couple more times. Okay, that's good. Whew, pretty hot. Okay, have you ever had to actually replace the fret wire? Have you ever had to replace the actual fret wire on a classical guitar? Oh, I would definitely never replace the fret wire. Now, having a luthier do it, I would be open to. But I've never had to have mine replaced. Over a long period of time, that definitely can happen. But, you know, more likely the things that happen in time is that one pops up due to humidity or temperature change, and you have to get that re-leveled. I think because of... someone correct me if I'm wrong, if someone knows better than I do here, but I think for classical guitar, the frets that are used are typically pretty resilient. These are the strings I'm using here. They come in this package. Oh, this is funny. This must be a little bit of the old pack. Oh, you know what? It's just the X series, the Dario, that have like, now they are like a reclosable zipper pouch. Like think of like a sandwich bag, right? You know, I'm being so much more polite now that I'm opening my strings on live stream. I normally use my teeth to open this package, right? But I don't want to look like a savage. All right. 6 string. This is the most annoying part. These are the best strings, but I hate the stickiness from pulling off this little tab. And then these tabs are all over my apartment. These little E strings. E, A, D. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So there's this part. Do you use the end that it has that super, I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard to see. It's not really focusing on it. But there's these little, like there's a little more flexible area for you to, I'm going to show, this camera will definitely pick it up if I get my face out of the shot. Yeah, there's this flexible area that's more flexible than the other end that's meant for tying at the 6th string. And I used to like religiously not use this side down here because I could swear that it created a buzz, but now I just do. It doesn't create a buzz. I think I just got it in my head once and then I never wanted to risk it again. And yeah. All right, so I don't wrap the bass side at all. I've never had a bass string slip, knock on wood. I'm really, really careful about tying the strings. I have had a string slip on this guitar on the treble side. Fortunately, it's not too bad of a string ding. I was just surprised that it happened, honestly. Do you take personal lessons? Yeah, on my website, you can book a lesson. Actually, you can even pick a time. And funny enough, I'm about to close those down because I am too busy right now to take on more students. And I always want to make sure, I never want to be in a situation where I have too many students and I don't take them seriously or I forget too much information lesson to lesson. So that's the other thing I worry about. I'd rather spend my time, you know, having more care towards each student. So anyways, I put that through the tuning pegs, that they were strong enough to hold the other way. Yeah, well, you know, it's meant to be down there. It's not like an accident that they put it there. But so I have a couple of wraps here on the 6th string. Let me show the YouTube camera over there. Can't forget about YouTube. I've got a couple of wraps. Again, I don't do knots and stuff up there. Maybe it is faster. Maybe it is better. But I just make sure the string wraps over itself up at the top so that, you know, it doesn't slip. And I feel my tuning stability's pretty good. Okay, going in for the 2nd string here. Well, the 5th string, but the 2nd string that I'm actually stringing up. Okay, and again, I don't do any loops for the bass strings. One thing I really make sure to do is I pull quite hard after I've got the knot down here to make sure that it's like cinched in there and like very tight, almost like a knot. So here's a funny story about changing strings. One time before a competition, I changed the strings before the final round because there was like maybe like a day and a half or something between the 2 rounds. And I thought, oh wow, these strings are really getting dead. And I changed the strings. And then I thought, and by the way, most of the time, I'm only going to bring one extra set of strings to a competition. I'm not going to bring tons of extra sets of strings. It's ridiculous, you know? So I put on that extra set of strings. I thought, no problem. And I thought something was weird. Now, I did think the 1st string sounded really good. Like, you know, the high E string. I thought, wow, this thing sounds great. So initially I was like really blown away. But then I was like, something feels weird about the tensions here. The food at the right temperature. 375. I don't know what you're saying, but yeah, I thought, yeah, this is weird. This 1st string's really singing, but something feels tight here. And I realized after that round of the competition that I actually put the 2nd string on the 1st string and the 1st string on the 2nd. So I had a super, super tight 1st string and a super loose 2nd string. And I immediately took those off and switched them. And that was super embarrassing. But I did play a round of a competition on those strings that were flipped. Not good. Okay. I am on the next set here. And I always make sure that, well, this is a funny thing about string changing for me. And you may not believe me, but one of the things I've learned to do is to always make sure that the strings end up facing the bottom. So like pointing towards the floor. Every single one of them will end up facing that way after I tune them up. So like this A string will stretch a lot more, right? And when I tune it up, all of these will point towards the floor. Not just pulled that way, but actually the end of the string will face that way. And that's just an aesthetic thing I really like. I don't like strings poking up this way. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get to the rest of these. Now, on to the first carbon string. These 3 are carbons. And I'm going to put on the 3rd string here. You can feel that they're carbon. They feel different than nylon. They're not quite as slick feeling. Okay, so Bill A says, what do you think the main benefit of competitions are for you? Well, first, I don't think I'll do many more competitions, but the main benefit has been for them has been to meet people and to have something really big to push for and to improve. But meeting people. I mean, I've met most of my good friends at competitions and at festivals, and there's a really unique sense of camaraderie that comes from competitions, whether you do really well or whether you do really poorly. And yeah, I mean, definitely competitions have been important. That being said, it's not for everyone, but I think everyone definitely needs to try it and go through a few of them, because you can't find out if it's for you if you just do one. You know, you're going to be disappointed likely a lot when you start competing. I probably competed in 5 or 6 competitions before I ever made it to the next round. So it's not about winning. And it's about meeting people. It's about getting feedback about how you're performing. And it's about having performing experience under a lot of pressure. Hi, Tom. So he says, whoever made the winder hopefully has made their money's worth. What do you mean? Actually, I do not really understand that comment. Is it because I'm being really aggressive with the string winder? Oh, by the way, I'm on the trebles here, and I haven't really mentioned what I'm doing. I do 3 wraps with my trebles. So 1, 2, 3. That is because with carbons, I had a string slip months and months ago now, but that was terrible. So here we go. I do 3 wraps now, and it works totally fine. No hindrance. So you may say, hey, Evan, you're wrong. This one faces up. It doesn't. It's facing down. Without much hassle. Second string. It's on. And then I pass this back up through. Takes me just a second. Like I said, I can actually do this whole process in less than 10 minutes. I have a video, I think, on YouTube of me doing it in 8 minutes. Or maybe it's a time lapse on Instagram. Okay. And then, you know what? Around this time, since all the strings are going to stretch so much, I'm going to tune everything back up. I'm going to get it close. Ooh, my nails are messed up from scrubbing. Okay. Yep, and they are all facing down. Okay, proof so far. Every single one faces down. Same here. Okay, someone says, what's your action like? I'm moving from electric to classical and unsure whether it's too high or that's just how classical guitar goes. Yeah, you know what? A lot of times actions gets too high, you know? And I remember when I was first trying classical guitar, I was like, wow, what's up with the super high action? It doesn't really have to be like that. But that being said, electric guitar does have unusually low action because you rely on amplifiers to play loud, right? You don't have to push the strings down as far as you might have to on an acoustic or classical guitar. That being said, my action isn't too bad. I think I just measured it. It's, in fact, let me tell you. I did just measure it. So at the 6th string, 12th fret, I'm at 3.57 millimeters. And on the 1st string at the 12th fret, I'm at 2.38 millimeters. So that's from the top of the 12th fret to the bottom of the string. It's about a medium action. I actually have had it lower lately just because I'm not doing like competitions or performing, and it doesn't need to be hard to play right now, you know? But yeah, get like a good small metal ruler that has really fine measurements and see where you're at. You want to measure from the top of the fret of the 12th fret on each, the 6th and the 1st string, and measure to where it hits the bottom of the string. I'm getting close to being all strung up here. Let's see, I'm looking for any other questions that have popped in here. All right, we are up to an E. There we go. We have all 6 strings on. And of course, the treble strings stretch the most. Ooh, my index finger is beat up from scrubbing. So is my ring. I gotta do some filing here. So normally what I do after changing strings is I don't play guitar for a little while, because I really hate the sound of brand new strings, funny enough. The day after, it's pretty okay. And also, the way your hands are moving and tying, and if you're cleaning the fingerboard and stuff, it's really, it really roughens up your nails. So you gotta get them. This isn't my first time, is it? Wow, I wish I could know how many times I've changed strings. It's probably like, wow, I have no idea how to guess. It's hundreds of times, right? Hundreds of times. What's up, Priscilla? What's up, Tom? Good to see you, Priscilla. Your music's been awesome. Okay, well, this has been it. I guess I should do a strum of the new strings with some nails that have been very briefly polished. I wonder how many times I've changed strings just on this guitar. That's interesting to me too. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. It is in tune, and let's see. It is pretty true. Actually, the first string, well, it's got still some time to tune back up. I'm going to tuck that downwards, and then the 3rd string downwards. There we go. If I tune up about another half step, exactly what I said is true. They all end up pointing downwards. And I'll show that to YouTube here as well. I always try to leave enough so that they all end up going this way, and then it's really easy to cut. Question in the middle of the night. What would I do if I were younger? Coulda, shoulda, woulda, I guess. I wish I would have started classical guitar a little bit earlier, but then again, I got to try other styles and get influenced by that and have a fire lit underneath me, I guess, to really work hard. So, okay. Thanks so much for watching on both platforms here, and I'll talk to you guys soon. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go check it out. Leave a comment on this live stream right after it ends here, and you'll help my stuff get seen. But have a good rest of your night. Those of you watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. I'll be putting the links to all of the different things that I used here in the YouTube descriptions, including the string winder. And I'll try to remember what else to put there. But, yep. Have a great rest of your night. YouTube, see you later.